Semi-driver, 55-year-old Stephen Piechowski, under a plea agreement, has pled guilty to a long string of charges following a crash by the Grand Forks Airport on July 2nd of 2021 that killed one person and seriously injured three others. The plea agreement calls for 60 days in jail and 60 days of home monitoring. The plea deal, which reduces the severity of charges, still has to be okayed by a judge. Formal sentencing scheduled for February 17th. For background, here's our story from July of 2021. Criminal charges have now been filed against a Felton, Minnesota man in connection with this fatal multi-injury crash on Highway 2 by the Grand Forks Airport on July 2nd of 2021. The semi that Stephen Piechowski was driving crashed into a string of vehicles at a stoplight. 55-year-old Stephen Piechowski is facing 5 felony charges: manslaughter for the death of Eric Jane, 3 counts of aggravated assault for the serious injury of 3 other people, along with reckless endangerment, plus misdemeanor charges for the lesser injuries of others. According to the criminal complaint, this is what allegedly happened. In part, quote, Stephen Piechowski was driving a blue cab Volvo truck tractor, pulling a trailer loaded with hot asphalt. Piechowski was eastbound on Highway 2 in a construction zone and was called in as driving recklessly. It was reported Piechowski was swerving all over the roadway. The traffic in the area was head-to-head due to westbound lanes being closed. A picture was taken of Piechowski driving on the shoulder of the roadway just prior to the crash. Piechowski was approaching the intersection of Highway 2 and Airport Road, which was governed by a stoplight. There were several vehicles that were stopped at a red light at the intersection. Victims involved in the crash confirmed that the light was red at the time of the crash. At the intersection of Highway 2 and Airport Road, Piechowski struck the rear of a Chevrolet Malibu, starting a chain reaction crash with 6 other vehicles. The crash created a very chaotic scene and resulted in several injuries to those involved. The driver of the Malibu died as a result of injuries sustained in the crash, and several others were injured. Now, this past week, authorities got search warrants for evidence already in custody from Piechowski's truck, including an electronic device that may have video evidence of the crash and a cell phone that could contain possible data of distracted driving. As of this Thursday morning, May 19th, his first court appearance has not been scheduled yet. For a complete list of everyone in the crash, here's our report from July 4th of 2021. The driver of a 2006 Chevy Malibu, Eric Jane, 61 of Des Moines, Iowa, was killed. Seatbelts in use, airbag deployed. And his passenger was Sally Cooper Smith, age 61 of Des Moines, Iowa, non-life-threatening injuries. Vehicle number 3, a Ford F-150 pickup pulling a boat. The driver was Todd Petrie, age 57, of Waterville, Minnesota, non-life-threatening injuries, seatbelt in use, airbags deployed. Passenger Jeffrey Grams, age 56, of Hudson, Iowa, uninjured, seatbelts in use. Passenger number 2, juvenile male, non-life-threatening injuries. Passenger number 3, Skylar Petrie, age 25, of Waterville, Minnesota, uninjured, seatbelt worn. Vehicle number 4, a 2018 Dodge Caravan. Driver Jean Waters, female, age 51, of Larimore, non-life-threatening injuries, seatbelt in use. Vehicle number 5, a 2018 Toyota Tundra, pulling a boat. Driver Jeffrey Dunbar, age 51, of Arkansas, Wisconsin, non-life-threatening injuries. His passenger, Melissa Dunbar, female, 52, of Arkansas, Wisconsin, non-life-threatening injuries. Jake Dunbar, age 24, of Arkansas, Wisconsin, non-life-threatening injuries. Third passenger, Sarah Dunbar, age 13, of Arkansas, 19 of Arkansas, Wisconsin, non-life-threatening injuries. Driver, vehicle number 6, driver number 6 of a Toyota RAV, Helene Cantos, a female, 39, of Devil's Lake, non-life-threatening injury, seatbelts in use. Passenger, Jenny V. Areola, a female, 37, of Devil's Lake, non-life-threatening injuries. Vehicle number 7, a 2014 Chevy Silverado, pulling an enclosed utility trailer. 57-year-old Carl Comstead of Rugby, North Dakota, uninjured, seatbelt in use. And finally, driver number 8 of a 2011 Honda Pilot, 49-year-old Brenda Coble of Grand Forks, uninjured. Her passenger was a juvenile male, uninjured. Again, Piechowski pleads guilty under a plea agreement that calls for 60 days in jail and 60 days of home monitoring. I'm Neil Carlson reporting for iNewZ.TV.